won 44 and lost 11. And now a runner at first base with a run in, no one out, and Keith Hernandez the batter. Keith hitting .290 for the year with 7 home runs, 40 runs batted in. And Keith has got hot again. In his last 7 ball games, he's hitting .357, and lightning now flashing right near the stadium. There's the thunder. What's the formula? The seconds multiplied by 7. That was about 14 miles away.
Got me on that formula. I wasn't too good at physics, geometry, or any of that stuff.
You don't like formulas?
No.
I know some you like.
1's a fastball, 2's a curve, 3's a slider.
1 strike the count to Keith Hernandez. Boy, they need the rain down here. Backman, the runner at first base. Wally with 8 stolen bases in 13 attempts. And Keith gets a curveball. And it's strike 2.
Give me that formula again. So I'll remember.
Well, I was taught years ago when I used to go up in the mountains around Southern California that you take the lightning when you see it and count, and the number of seconds multiplied by 7 means the distance where the lightning struck, the distance away from there. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but it worked. In other words, what I'm trying to tell you, if you can't count, the lightning hits where you are. 1-2 the count.
I don't know if I've ever heard of anybody having a chance to get away from lightning, though.
I like Lee Trevino's story about lightning. He says if you're ever around where there's lightning, you hold a 1-iron up in the air.
Oh, yeah.
Because even the Lord can't hit a 1-iron. 1-2. The runner goes. A pitch, a ball. A throw to second in time. And Backman is out.
Backman had a good jump, but Ozzie Virgil makes a good quick throw. Watch him pivot on that right foot. He didn't pick that right foot up, as you saw. But a good strong throw by Ozzie Virgil. Notice how Thomas is straddling the bag. That's a proper way to receive the ball if you're a second baseman or a shortstop. See, he's straddling the bag. Boom. You don't catch your ball in front and bring it back. Unless the ball's offline, of course.
Now the count. Filling out to Keith Hernandez. 3 balls and 2 strikes. And it's blooped into left field. Coming hard, the left fielder, Ken Griffey. He can't get to it. It drops in front, and Keith Hernandez has the Mets' 3rd straight base hit. So a runner at first base with 1 out, and the batter is Gary Carter. Carter hitting at .248 with 16 home runs, 70 runs batted in, the club leader in both departments. Gary with 8 home runs and 36 runs batted in his last 34 ball games. He is 3rd in the National League in the RBI race, and that one a wild pitch that gets away, and Hernandez goes down to second base. The 10th wild pitch by Palmer.
Well, no chance for Ozzie Virgil on that one. That ball, that's a cut fastball. Put the pressure on the middle finger, and by putting the pressure on the middle finger, that cuts the fastball into a left-hander away from a right-hander. Kind of a half slider.
And the 1-0 pitch, another breaking ball, and the count at 2 balls and no strikes.
Here, Gary Carter. That's what Gary Carter hit for those 2 home runs when he faced Palmer in that 11-0 trouncing that the Mets gave the Braves when Palmer worked on that Friday night game. Both of them were cut fastballs, and Gary was looking for the cut fastball both times.
And a perfect pitch right there in the outside corner. Notice Gary Carter's batting stance. You're looking at David Palmer right now, but Carter has that open stance. He had extra batting today, opened up his stance, working with Bill Robinson. And he has gone to this open stance right here. And the pitch back again, the hard slider, and the count 3 balls and 1 strike.
Doesn't have that locked front side, it doesn't appear, that he used to have.
Says he sees the ball better, but he still is having some problem about opening up too soon. 3-1 the count. Mets leading 1-0. A runner at second, one away. Top of the first inning. And again, it's that cut fastball that's outside. And Carter walks. So the first 4 batters for the Mets have been on base. Back when he raced, when he tried to steal second, was thrown out. And now with runners at first and second and one away, the batter will be Darryl Strawberry. Strawberry hitting .283 for the year with 14 home runs, 53 runs batted in. Darryl with 6 home runs and 18 runs batted in his last 25 ball games. And we got some action going in the bullpen right now. Mets leading 1-0. And Strawberry takes low and inside. As Tim told you at the start of the program, the Mets got to David Palmer for 11-0 victory. That was back on July 11th. There's a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Palmer working just 1 2/3 innings, giving up 5 hits and 7 runs. And McMurtry is now throwing in the bullpen for the Braves. 1-1 the count. Strawberry has to move away from that cut fastball. Darryl hitting .361 against Atlanta pitching this year with 2 home runs. He's driven in 8. And you're looking at Chuck Tanner, the eternal optimist. And the fastball just inside. 3 balls, 1 strike to count. Runners at first and second. Guys, his last home run won a ball game against the Cincinnati Reds. A tremendous drive to center field. Bases loaded. The infield back at first, second, and short. And Mitchell lines it to center field. It's a base hit, and it gets away from Dale Murphy. Coming in from third base is Keith Hernandez, and the Mets lead it by a score of 2-0 as Carter pulls up at third. The runners had to wait to see whether or not Murphy would catch it. Strawberry goes to second, and now the Mets have sent 6 men to the plate. They have all reached first base. Bases remain loaded. The Mets leading 2-0, and the batter will be Rainout.
This ball hit off the end of the bat. And look at Dale Murphy. He broke over and now up. He kind of smothers it to keep him in front of him. Gary Carter, as you said, Ralph had to hold up. Hernandez had to hold up. Chuck Tanner's not holding up.
McMurtry called into the ball game, but we're going to have a rain delay.
Billy Williams called the rain delay. He's the crew chief here. And I guess one reason he wanted to give the ground crew a chance to batten down the hatches, to tie that tarp down, because if it does rain, you can almost smell it. That southern rainstorm, you smell it before it comes as you look at Mookie Wilson. But it's usually accompanied by high winds, and you can see the wind rippling under the tarp right now.
And when it rains here in the summertime, it rains. It comes down in buckets. There's a shot of the effect of the wind here in Atlanta. Yesterday, it just poured in downtown Atlanta. Unfortunately, it didn't rain all over this place because they needed badly. But it must have rained over an inch in a half hour.
Not the type of rain that really soaks in, though. In thunderstorms, this is a drought-inflicted area here, this whole southeastern area. As a matter of fact, recently they had to ship in some hay from the Midwest, 40 tons as a matter of fact, to farmers in this area here in South Carolina, North Carolina.
Few umbrellas up, but that's in anticipation because it is not raining. There's that famous Rockwell painting, and that painting, incidentally, was done by Rockwell, and in that painting there's a picture of Evetts Field. As you look at those umpires, the umpire on the right is Lou Jorda, the umpire in the center is Beans Reardon, and the umpire on the left is Larry Getz. And it's a rain delay at Ebbets Field with the Pittsburgh Pirates playing the Brooklyn Dodgers. And Norman Rockwell came to my house to get my uniform so that he could duplicate the uniform perfectly in the painting. And that original painting is hanging at Cooperstown in the Hall of Fame.
With your uniform in the background, or the painting of your uniform in the background?
Right. So while we wait for the rain to start and hopefully end in this rain delay here, that is not a rain delay, it's just a precautionary measure, we'll take you back to the studios. Now we are getting some rain following here. It is very ominous looking overhead. The greats of the game. So World Series heroes, the greats of the game. Right now from our studios back in New Jersey, WOR-TV.
Smelling blood, attack is relentless. In the box seats, I see his girl cry. Crying, no mercy, no quarter, no place to hide from the other man. Left and right, never came in order. No mercy, take it while you can now. No mercy, take it while you can. Dig it up, dig it up.
Indeed show the Cubs no mercy in their 4-game sweep, and a record 4-game series crowd of over 172,000 people were there to see it. The Mets were winning, and the fans were having fun, dancing to the Curly Shuffle, the team's good luck charm throughout the year.
When me and my friends go out in the town, we can't sit still, we can't sit down. We don't like to fight and we don't like to scuffle, but we dance all night doing the Curly Shuffle. Hey Mo, hey Mo, hey Mo, hey Mo. Well, yuck, 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 yuck. What is he? What is he? No, we never miss a chance. We get up and dance and do the Curly Shuffle.
While their fans shuffled, the Mets continued their march to first place in Atlanta with the Star-Spangled Extravaganza that began on July 4th, but didn't finish until July 5th. Thanks to Howard Johnson's 2-run homer, the Mets took the lead in the top of the 13th, but they quickly blew that one, and then another with 2 outs in the 18th.
And he is at the deep left. Heat goes back. It is gone. Holy cow. Oh, my goodness. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Rick Kemp. Rick Kemp. That certifies this game as the wackiest, wildest, most improbable game in history.
Just when everyone must have been wondering if they were trapped in a bad dream, the Mets rallied to take the lead for good with 5 runs in the top of the 19th, and then hung on down the stretch as Ron Darling made the first relief appearance of his career to cap off a 16-13 Met win at 5-4 in the morning. The Mets' longest night was not only a morale booster for the entire team, it was also a personal showcase for Keith Hernandez, who hit for the cycle and continued on to be named the National League's Player of the Month in July. After a slow start, Keith finished the year with an average of .309 and a Major League record 24 game-winning RBI. There was no other way to put it. When the game was on the line, Keith was a warrior.
You talk to me. Your eyes touch me physically. Stay with me. You'll take the night as passion takes another bite. Oh, who's the hunter? Who's the game? I feel the beat. Call your name. I'll hold you close. Pick
again in 1985, Keith also excelled in the field and won his 8th straight Gold Glove Award to cap off a typical Hernandez year.
Well, back here at Fulton County Stadium, it is still pouring rain. Heavy, heavy rain falling now for about an hour. Lightning has been flashing all around the stadium. The lights have gone off and on about 5 or 6 times. And we have had some power failures, the thunder crackling around the area. And we're going to really have a tough time getting this ball game in. The field is extremely wet, puddles of water all the way around. And right now, we'll go back to New Jersey and News 9 prime time.
Coming up next on the rain delay edition of News 9 prime time, 2 Mets strike out in a Houston courtroom, but they're
to the one and only Gene Nitchie. Gene Nitchie celebrating a birthday in Richfield. All right, heavy thunder bumpers out in central Pennsylvania. Near Reading, another heavy thunderstorm up near Reading. I beg your potatoes. I ought to know that by now. I've only been back here a few years. Heavy thunderstorms up near Reading, not Reading. 1.73 is what I'm reading on my map here. That was at Grand Rapids, Michigan in a 6-hour period. Heavy thunderstorms in the southeast giving temporary relief from the heat, although it still did hit 94 in Atlanta today before the rains came. 96 at Charleston, South Carolina. You talk about heat, I'll show you heat. 109 in the shade at Hobart, Oklahoma early today. Wichita Falls, Texas, 108. Incredible heat on the southern plains. Then you contrast that with record-breaking low temperatures in the Rocky Mountains, like 55 at Grand Junction, Colorado. National low, Gunnison, Colorado, 37. Flash flood advisories out in Nevada. Heavy rains along the eastern slopes of the Sierra. Showers up in the Intermountain region. Here's our radar of the northeast, and you can see a heavy thunderstorm down near Lancaster. Not Lancaster, but they say Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Heavy thunderstorms east of Richmond, and the real heavy stuff down in the Carolinas and Georgia. And here's the cold front that will be coming in tomorrow, combining with the upper level low. Put them both together, and you get a wet day tomorrow starting around mid-morning. So, from the Chanel 9 Weather Lab on this TGIF night, scattered thunderstorms inland, widely scattered, nothing much tonight, 70 to 75. Tomorrow, occasional showers beginning in mid-morning. Heavy action. Some of those thunderstorms could really be gully washers in the afternoon. The max temperature ought to stop in the mid-80s. Almost makes me drool to see that rain. We need it around here. More rain tomorrow night. Windy, cooler. Temperatures dropping into the 60s. Sunday will be all right. It'll be cooler, less humidity, high of about 80. Then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, temperatures a little bit below normal, clear and dry. So a wet day all day long. Well, beginning around 10 or 11 tomorrow morning, Tom.
But then some sun on Sunday, not too
Sun
bad.
on Sunday.
Well, we get a little of both. So.
Son of a gun.
Well, they still got a frog strangler going on down in Atlanta. The Braves and the Mets waiting for the rain to stop, waiting to continue tonight's game, and when they do, we'll be back there. I'm Tom Dunn. Sarah Lee is off tonight. Be sure to join Reg Wells and Jennifer Volati for News 9 Weekend tomorrow at 7, and have a nice weekend. Good night.